seconds.
Oh,
there we go.
Yes, we are live.
Hi,
Should we do that?
guys.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
We
hi.
are live. It's me, Sabina. Hi, and Cheryl.
I'm Cheryl. We've missed you.
Missed you. I'm sorry I haven't been well, so that's why we've been quiet for a couple of weeks. But now we're back. And just to introduce, we are just a couple of friends which are having like really awesome chats over the phone, and we're like, oh my god, we talk about some really good stuff and like some really good insights through our self-development, and we were like, why don't you share it with others, and maybe it will contribute to you, and some of it will speak to you as well. So this is why we are doing this. It's not planned, it's just whatever's going on in our lives, and it's really real. No filters at all. We literally don't have filters. It's
and I've got a second device which I'm looking at just for comments. Peter's joining us. Hi, Peter.
Hi. All right.
Yeah.
So what's going on in your world, my love? Oh no, it crashed. Only just start. Oh yes, you're back. You're back. I might have to move a little bit closer to my Wi-Fi. It seems not to be working that well. Bear with me. Okay, fingers crossed it will work. I'm closer to my Wi-Fi. And it's still not working.
Hey, we're back.
We're back. Sorry.
We're back. We're back. Hi, Janet. Lovely to see you, darling. Anna, thank you for joining us. Hello, Paul. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, Paul.
Right. So.
Okay. So.
Basically, we're just going to share where we're at and what's real. And gosh, I'm just going to come out with it. So, obviously, the world is like full on right now, and as we all know, in my world, it seems a bit weird. The whole concept of COVID lockdown is like, so yesterday, it seems. Yeah. And I was like,
all new shit started.
That's like protest riot. And it's like, wow. So in a couple of weeks since we've last really chatted, and it's the weirdest sensation. I've just been out for a walk and I'm aware of people because I'm really curious about the world around me. But suddenly I was like, I'm hearing these conversations around, oh, why is that person on your Facebook page? They're racist. Or, I saw a black, and I find black and white and all those labels really weird because in all the things we get taught at school, I'm trying to think, we get taught maybe that's black, like it's really, really dark.
Yeah.
And that's a color white. No, I don't know many people who look like this. Or look that color. In fact, I think most white people, look pinky yellow, maybe bluey green, depending on the skin tone. And black or brown people look brown, like I'm browny yellow. I just found it so weird. Hi Eva, lovely to have you on board. But I saw a black man and a little brown boy running behind where I live, just up my little road underneath me. And I was like, at least he won't get shot. And I thought, what? That's crazy. Like, as a dad with his kid, I'm like, oh, it's just as well he's in the UK. He won't get shot. And I'm like, fuck.
Okay, where's that coming from, right?
That's messed up. Sexy Ava, yes, we are. Thank you, darling. I'm like, okay, so.
Hi, Anna, as well.
Yes, I'm really aware of, on a more personal level, I've been really aware of all these little places I've gone to judge something, or where I'm making a judgment. And what I mean by that is where we have these beliefs about what's right and wrong. And I've been exploring that for 22 years, at least. And it's just like, there's a lot of that's kind of opened up. So there's a lot more space and freedom in my life. But then there's these tiny like nuances, these little subtleties. And I've really noticed those. And I'm like, oh, and I'm just basically learning to clean that shit out, because I'm all about freedom. That's all I ever want is freedom.
Could you maybe expand a little bit on that? Like, how is it relevant to the racial issue, like racism issue, which is going on right now?
Right. Okay. So
I think that would be good for people to hear.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my interim perspective. You got to have your own journey. Okay. So as I say, the context for me is that freedom. I've always desired freedom from a really tiny age, like freedom. So I went through various ways of doing that. From being able to take care of myself as a kid, being very organized, saving my money, being good at my schoolwork, getting into fitness, being academic, doing a great career. It was all about that. But then I kind of realized that all those external things that I thought would give me freedom weren't giving it to me. So I began an inner journey. And so I learned, for me, is freedom like, if I'm at the effect of anything or anyone around me, I'm not free. So if I'm pulled and triggered by things, to me, that's not freedom. So as I've journeyed more, literally until probably this last 2 months, I suddenly realized how much our bodies like respond to the world around us. So what I mean by that really simply is that we all think we're really intellectual, it's all about rational, and we know not to discriminate about somebody or something. We know that's not the thing to do unless we really believe to discriminate. But actually, we're just basic animals. And the primal bit of us is that we're constantly looking, our nervous system's going, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? What's the danger here? So whether somebody is a complete bigot, as in they have a strong dislike, stroke, discrimination towards somebody, or somebody's like, oh no, let's save the whales. It's all about whether they perceive the world to be safe. So the guy that smacks somebody in the head is going, I feel threatened. The person who picks up the phone and says, oh, they're reacting, but their nervous system's going, this feels unsafe, this feels unsafe. Me going, that my partner hasn't put the bag of rubbish out.
How dare he?
It's my little nervous system's going, oh, everything's not really calm, as in I like my space really clean and tidy, because it makes I feel calm. So if I see a little bag of rubbish, I'm going, ooh, I'm not calm. My nervous system's a little bit twitchy, and I'm noticing the craziness. That's where it's really bad. So nervous systems are going, safe, not safe, safe, not safe.
Yeah.
Then we act out from that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, everybody, despite how they respond in the world, I was basically just operating from that. And I'm like, oh my God, the freedom in that. Once we know that, then we can start
you have the choice, right? It comes from you. So if you work your shit out.
Yeah. So there's the physical nervous system bit, which happens. Hi, Raj, welcome. The physical nervous system is 5 times as fast as the rational cortex. So you've got the reptilian brain, which basically is the oldest, where it just keeps your physicality alive, your heart, your breath, digestion system, and then your fight, flight, freeze, form, which is basically, am I safe? Am I going to die? Can I make it? And then you've got the limbic system, which is the mammalian bit, our emotions, how we feel about things, how we connect, all that us and animals share. And then we've got this cortex, or the 2 hemispheres. And that neocortex bit is like the brilliance of how we create societies and build cool shit. But that cortex, that amazing creative, let's be liberal, let's explore the world, takes 5 times as long for a message to get there than it does to reptilian. So I don't care how smart we all think we are. The first thing that happens is survival. And if you haven't managed to like train your nervous system and become aware of it, not even become aware of it.
That's the huge step actually as well. Yeah. Like even now, like, I've done quite a lot of work on myself as well, and I still find myself reacting to things. But now I'm really aware of it, that I'm reacting.
Yeah.
So that's
the nervous system has to be retrained. Yeah.
Yes.
Awareness. Then we retrain the nervous system. Then we can start to also and then unhook our beliefs that we've taken on. Because if I believe that and it's right, then I'm safe. If I make you wrong, then I'm safe. That's as simple as it gets. I don't care how brilliant we are, how much we want to study neuroscience, how many people we can open. That's really, I'm like, oh my God. So that's what's up in my world. Really kind of normal, everyday.
Yeah, normal, everyday shit, right? Like, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Paul, there's so many ways to look into it. So many different paths. We've all got to take our own path. And I've explored many things. And so one, be aware, and also not even be aware that's, no, slow down, I get so excited, like I'm like, start to observe. If you want freedom, you may be really happy where you're at, in that case, fantastic, knock yourselves out, because I'm more interested in not being pulled around by anybody. So if you believe that, cool. You believe you don't want to change, fantastic.
That's fine. That's not wrong as well, right? If you want to,
totally not
that's
wrong.
What you choose, totally go for it.
Totally not wrong. All right. Like mine's not wrong or right. I'm just doing what I kind of like, for me, it's just more fun in this calm moment to have more freedom, not be a puppet to a newspaper or to a neighbor's comment or to an image of somebody smacking somebody on the head, or doesn't mean I might not have a preference for how I would act and what I'd like to see in the world. But if I can be free and kind of have that kind of like ability to just like observe, then I can choose and put my energies into things. Because if I just react,
it's exhausting as well, isn't it?
Oh my God.
And like it does damage to your body on a physical level as well. Like every time you react to things, it's like, does it feel good in your body? When you go into the reaction, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's crap. It's crap.
Yeah.
So just if nothing else, just start to notice. Like I remember, so it happens that I'm adopted, and my adoptive family are all pinky yellows, or white, as this reality calls them. Bear in mind that my birth mother is my birth mother is pinky yellow. My birth father is some kind of shade of brown. So technically, I'm both. But if I said to the world I'm white, in fact, I did say it to somebody once when they were saying about somebody being coloured, and I went, "What colour are they? Blue?" And he looked at me, and he was, this is at work, like sitting. And he looked at me to say, "Are you being silly?" I'm like, "Well, we're all a colour, mate. Like, everybody's a colour."
You know what I call you? Chocolate deliciousness.
Oh my God, yeah. Paul was saying here about how people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours.
That's another view, another interesting point of view.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just, my interesting point of view is that we get to choose how we react, because I'm the only one in this little vessel, or this giant vessel. I'm the common denominator wherever I go. It's always me with it. Thank you, Paul. And please, Sabina.
Can we also talk, like you had some experience with at the garage? Was it last week or the week before as well?
Yeah.
You handled it in such a lovely way. So I would like to maybe, if you can talk about that a little bit, because you experienced it, of course.
Okay. Yeah. It's weird because when I've done something, I kind of move on for it, but it all does inform where I'm at now. So I guess I would say that generally in life, I'm a person that's always chosen to take responsibility for what's going on in their life, irrespective of how somebody else treats me, because I'm driven by the desire to be free. I'm not going to let somebody else define my reality. That's kind of my thing. Doesn't mean like I'm a golden almost on the cloud. I get triggered, but I look at the trigger. I know it's hard to believe. Hi, Henriette. Thanks for joining us. I am completely zen at all times.
Of course, you're floating. Levitate while meditate.
Totally. So I'm not somebody that in life people would go, "Oh, you poor thing." Even if I told you about some of my past, where some people might be going, "Oh, you've done so well," or I've never bought into that. So I'm not somebody that ever goes, "Oh my God, somebody's discriminating against me." So it's really shocking when occasionally it's happened in my life, as in I'm like, "Oh my God, somebody's really choosing to behave like that with me." And so I took my car to a garage to have 2 new tyres fitted. And basically I'd ordered them through a third party. This was meant to be one of their premier partners that was going to fit these tyres. And it happens to be that I'm a former engineer. I've worked on cars. I love cars. I'm geeky. But when I turned up at this garage, I already had a gut feel that was like something was off. But my tyres my tyres, which were fully paid for, were sitting in their garage. And I was like, this feels off. I was like, okay, be present. And Paul, thanks for sharing that, the stream. And basically, I turned up. The welcome was non-existent, and I mean, as in, I was there were a few words said, but it was bare minimal. Basically, I said, hey, I'm here with my car. And it was like a grunt, which wheels, so you haven't changed. And I'm like, that's interesting. If you've got the order, but okay, interesting point of view. And there was certain things that happened. So he got in my car without putting any protective covering on the car seat. So he was in with his dirty overalls. The steering wheel was dirtied by his dirtied gloves. He then jacked up the vehicle in a way that's not how you're meant to jack a vehicle, as in how you hire it up. So basically, could damage it. They changed the tires, but basically didn't inflate them to the full pressure. And when you have a new tire fitted, you're meant to balance it, because a wheel, as it goes round, depending on how the wheel, the internal metal wheel is, we have to put some extra weights in it to make sure it stays central. I'm getting a bit geeky, but basically it's a road safety thing. If you don't balance it, you can kill yourself, because the car can become unstable. If you don't put enough air in it, you can kill yourself because the car becomes unstable. Sounds dramatic, but that is actually an MOT requirement, that there's a certain pressure and so on.
Yeah. Lucky that you know all this stuff as well.
I had a feeling some things weren't quite right. But I was like, I need to get my car back. So I got my car back. It was kind of given back to me. I was like, instantly gave feedback on the review of the people I bought it from, because they asked immediately. And I just said, very specific. These are the things I've noticed, as in how the car was handled, how it was jacked up incorrectly. I didn't know about the balancing or the tire pressure at this stage, because it's just literally been brought out of the workshop back to me. Now, I could have just had a hissy fit and had a breakdown, or done the stereotypical female thing, which is don't say anything, because as women, you're conditioned to be nice girls. You're not meant to know anything, right? Or if you do feel uncomfortable, because that's a male, and you can't speak up because, are you safe, right? There's all this bullshit going on, conditioning, nervous system responses. And I was like, I could feel my fight coming up a bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to deal with this in a way that's going to be constructive, as in, I'll put the key messages down as to what I'm aware of right now for feedback. I'm going to get my car home, and as I drove it home, I could feel it was off. So I put it in the garage, and I thought, let me test the air pressure. Test it, saw it was out significantly, as in it, basically it was completely wrong air pressure. Yeah. And this was a couple of days later, because during lockdown we've not really been driving, so I'd used it on the day that I picked it up, and then didn't use it for 3 days, and checked this, and I was like, so I messaged the main supplier of the tires, and I was very charming and saying, hey guys, love your tires, amazing. This is what I experienced with the fitting service. Unfortunately, I consider it to have been unsafe. These are the things that occurred. I've noticed the tire pressure's out. I feel that I'm not sure it's been balanced either. I would like to use an alternative garage for you to cover the cost. And they may have damaged the vehicle from jacking. Please look at that too. Now, had I just gone with the hysterical nervous system response, would have been like, oh, they're trying to kill me. They were racist. They were, because his attention, or his way he spoke to me or didn't speak to me, the energy under it was definitely hugely bigoted. It was so shocking. I came home and actually said to my partner, wow, I'm kind of shaken, because this is what I've just experienced, and that's not my world. Not like I don't know it happens, but I don't have the victim
you don't
energy.
Experience
I don't have
it,
Well, it's not even experience. I just don't. I'm a person you don't really fuck with, because I'm willing to look at my shits. I'm willing to be aware of what I'm putting out. People don't really fuck with me unless I want.
I would freaking fuck you.
Unless I want it.
I was like,
It's like lighting this up, Cheryl. Lighting this up. My God. But even then, I'm a bit of a no. Stop.
Don't stop.
Let's not. But who cares about racial divide rubbish? Anyway. I've moved on. But fundamentally, because of the willingness to be aware of what was going on in the moment, and then take that time to be with my system, speak it a little bit to somebody that was kind of more neutral if I needed to, which is what I did with my partner. And I was able and I left it a few days, once I checked the car and realized what was going on, and I sat with writing an email. It took a self-awareness, a willingness to be present with the discomfort, to kind of process it a little bit, and not to puke it on somebody else.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing in the world is basically people's trauma, which they haven't ever looked at or stuff they've experienced, which they've shoved down because everybody's like, doesn't know how to deal with their stuff generally. Something that's come along is then triggering their sense of power or lack of power, which most people feel powerless, I would dare to say. And so now it's like any chance they get to express a power, they're using. So it's smashing, hitting, calling people out. And so it's like everybody's just slapping everybody because all their wounds are coming up.
Yeah, which is not constructive as well. Like, the way you handled it, you got a result straight away.
I got a result. Oh my God, the customer care, they're like, oh my God. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, please do check it. We'll totally do it. Thanks, lovely message. Thank you. Yeah. I got it checked. I took it to another garage, which is there's another fitting garage that works with these suppliers, but it's a totally separate garage. Now they should have charged me, and then I could have claimed it back. But they were like, and I told them what had happened. I just said, I've had it done at another garage. Not happy. They've said to contact you with a view of you looking at it. They looked at it. We actually looked at the balancing. It was out by 20 grams, which is really geeky. But legally, 5 grams is the maximum for safety. So both wheels were out by 20 grams each.
Wow.
And 5 is the legal limit. So one could say that's manslaughter. I mean, I know it's dramatic, but somebody who's meant to be a specialist has misbalanced my wheels on each side by 20 grams. Could their equipment be out of sync? Could their equipment have been out of sync? Possibly, although they're a mechanical garage which fixes cars with a 5-star rating.
Interesting.
It makes you go, wow, did somebody maliciously jack my vehicle up, bit untied, under pressure, and out of balance? 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things?
Yeah, unlikely.
Yeah, it makes you start to go, wow, fuck, this shit really happens. And most people would not have an idea that that's, most drivers aren't that aware of their cars. It's like, damn. And I'm like, I live in England. I don't walk down the street.
It'll happen, apparently.
I'm not in India or in the Middle East or in America. There's discrimination of all sorts. Skin tone, gender, how many limbs you have, what your hair looks like, what your sexual preferences, how much you earn, what your job is. It's all insane.
Oh my God, it's in everything. Yeah. That's so true.
And so for me, the thing is, some people are going to have a preference and ability to, some people are going to want to rewrite the legal system. Some people are going to be able to speak up about childbirth and midwifery. There's a whole heap of stuff going on there that's like shocking. Some people are going to speak up about, obviously, the police. Some are going to speak out about corporations. People are going to go and do, and normally this is people's lives' work. So they're going to be allies and activists that are going to work in that and do their bit. And I'm like, for me, it's like, take care of your own sort of backyard, and then you're going to be a great contribution in whatever you do, even if it's just your little daily life. And I don't mean it disrespectfully, but you don't have to go and try and change a whole industry. But if you clean up your own backyard, by definition, it
will ripple out. It does change the world because it will ripple out to everyone around you, right?
And it changes your life. So even if you don't care about the world, which I don't really believe is true, but it changes your life and life of your family, your community, your neighborhood.
And as well in the activism as well, like if you clean up your shit and you still, you still can not agree with some stuff, of course, but then you when you do the work, you do it from a different place.
Yes.
Inside you, without that anger. Yes, without the anger, without
the shame, the guilt, the regret.
Yes, the bad energy behind it, and that's when you can make a real change, right? Well, anyway, that's my interesting point of view.
And we don't even necessarily have to change anything, but it's how do you want to live your life? And those who want to have that sense of whatever, I use the word freedom because that's the word it's for me, but we've all got our own version of that. As in, if you have to live the life you want to live, then it's like, well, if your nervous system and if we're not aware of the thoughts that trigger us, the emotional part, whatever level we want to start playing at, if we're not even aware of that and then able to be present and then untangle those responses, you're not living your own life. You're living the puppeteer's life, which is society, political, financial, the games life, right? Which is all totally cool. And unsurprisingly, life's a bit of a sort of stress and drama kind of thing.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. Is it? I thought it was like unicorns and roses and walk through the meadows.
And it can be all those things, but of course, only if you can be open to everything, right? So tell me, darling, what's your experience? Because obviously, how are you feeling about feeling? Yeah, where are you at with all this intense energy that's up around the world of people going?
Well, right now, to be honest, I was too wrapped up in my own shit because I felt really unwell in the last couple of weeks. So I'm kind of preoccupied with that. So I tried to stay away from all the drama because I just couldn't handle it. You know, I just needed a break. It was like COVID, and like I've done lots of inner work and everything, and it was just like a little bit overwhelming for me. So my energy dropped and everything. So I'm like, I just need a break. And now like riots and everything. People are horrible to each other. Like, why? Like, seriously. I just feel like it was just heartbreaking because, like, you know, I see people as like beautiful creatures. I don't see like what colors you are, or whatever. You are a beautiful human being with your own pains, with your own loves and amazing lives, amazing stories. So it's just...
you cut out a bit for me, darling. I don't know if it's anybody else. Yeah. I lost you a couple of times.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So you see how you see people with beautiful creatures with their own pains.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just like, I would just wish that everybody was the same, but obviously that's not the case. And I can see that as well. Like from my point of view, you know, in the last couple of weeks, if I look at my inner work, I have been because I've been so unwell and like really tired all the time. I felt like my inner bitch came out and I just can't deal with people's bullshit.
I lost you again, Dal. Maybe it's me touching my thing. I'll stop playing with that. Because you've been unwell. Yeah, stop playing with it. I'm like, stop playing with it. Stop playing with your bits.
Don't touch.
Play with your bits. Play with your bits. Okay, that's just different distraction.
We did that in the morning as well, right?
We saw each other this morning. We were like, on WhatsApp, we were like,
we have no bras. I joined the no bra movement as well.
We should be like, actually I've got a bra on today. Sometimes I really want to wear one. Sometimes I like just let them be loose and they like totally happy.
I'm letting them free, babies.
I do love the freedom! Free babies.
Freedom to the boobs!
So on my development, we have like, because we pay service charges on the development as a whole, we have like gardeners that are here every day. And it's like one of the gardeners kind of like, I think he's only maybe 30, 31, 32. Every time I bump into him, see him, he looks at me, but then probably in a 5-minute conversation, he must look at my boobs maybe 5 or 6 times.
Well, do you blame him? I look at your boobs. That was the first thing that I saw this morning. Like, come on. I'm not even ashamed of that. It's like, hi.
Oh my God. Here's the thing. I went through different stages of like going, first of all going, are you really looking at them? And then I was like, oh. Are you like, do you know you're looking at them? And then I kind of went through do you really just really enjoy them? And then I went through the stage of, does it even fucking matter? You know, like, like, am I going to make him want?
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Because if a little 2-year-old looked at them, I wouldn't be going like, why are you looking at my boobs? It's like kid looks at things. So, you know, like, so we make up these stories about what it means. I could just say to him, and at some stage I will probably say to him, hey, I've noticed you look at my boobs like, as we have conversations. I'm just curious, what's that about?
Yeah. Oh my God, do that. Like, can you film it as well? It's like, it would be really interesting to see his reaction. He would probably like,
well, I think I'll just probably just do it in the moment. It's like spontaneous rather than like interrogation. So, you're looking at my boobs. Facebook Live, you're looking at my boobs. That's probably not the kindness that I could do.
Just hide it or something, you know? It's just for our own sake. We just like, you know, out of curiosity. You're a curious person.
Oh, yeah, but maybe I'll just share it with you. But it's interesting though, isn't it? About so we have a little opinion about, as I say, a toddler might do it and I would have a different point of view about it. And then a man does it, I might have a different point of view. And a different man does it, I could have a different point of view. But I'm the common denominator.
You're the one with the boobs.
I'm the one with the boobs.
So it's just going to be about boobs now.
It's about boobs again. It's this conversation. I'm like, I'm trying to be serious.
We've moved past that. It's done. The serious shit is done, man.
It is done. It was just way too like, we've saved the world now. Then clean up your own shit.
Yeah, clean up your own
shit
shit. Down, like, don't be dickheads to others, basically, and that's it. And
even that though, isn't it?
We saved all the world problems. We are so good.
Yeah, even that though, right? It's not even about, because sometimes what's required is like intensity. So I'm totally happy to call somebody out on something. But I can call them out and then the next second I can be laughing, as in I'm not attached to it and went like children. They laugh, they cry, they jump, they roll around. They're very present with whatever's required in the moment without a point of view, without really. So they do it and it's gone. Whereas most adults have decided this is the right way to live and this is the wrong way. So then they have a go at somebody to make it right, as opposed to, like, if I needed to call out somebody in a strong voice, say stop, I'd totally do it. And then it's over.
Yeah.
So
but people hold on to shit, right, as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, even when it changes, sometimes I find that as well, like when it already changes, when you got whatever you were fighting for, you're still in that fighting mode, even though it's already, you got what you wanted. But I'm like, well, but I want to be angry because that's what I'm about. So I'm just going to carry on with that. You know what I mean?
So that's the bit about wanting to be, it's the bit about believing in right and wrong though, isn't it? Because you're then right in your anger, as opposed to, I need this energy to get something in this moment because it's useful. To me, it's just a tool. Use it, that's useful, and then move on.
Yep.
Whereas we're like, so if we haven't got that right and wrong thing, then we just use the tool of an emotion if we need it. And then it's done. We just put, like, I use a knife, I cut something, and then I put it away. I wash it up, whatever. I don't have to constantly have it with me. So it's, although, let's stop. I'm just going to go dark. Stop.
I'm just thinking of, like, she's holding a knife. Well.
Yeah. This is like, shows my psychosis. See, yeah. So what's going on with you, like, now that you're back out in the world a bit more? What's happening for you? What are you aware of?
Today is the first day, which is like really amazing. I feel finally a little bit like my old self. My energy is coming back. I was productive today as well. But yeah, I'm still exhausted most of the time. So I need to pace myself. And I think I'm picking up all the stuff that's going on around as well. So I'm trying to shift that. And as I said, like with the triggers, like, I'm in a bitch mode. So I'm working on that because I don't want to be like that. Just
in
getting irritated.
Mode.
Yes. Just getting irritated with the small stuff like you were talking about, like, like, for example, your partner doesn't take the bins out, as trivial things like that, from other people, like sending me messages and stuff like that. It just triggers me, and like unnecessarily. Normally I would be like, yeah, whatever, and just reply and stuff and give instructions. But now I'm like, I can't be fucked. And I'm like, because I don't have the energy, I'm like, people need to get a grip.
Yes,
but I'm so impatient. And what? Go on.
No, go. Well, this talks to like two or three different things, like ping, there.
Yeah.
Because it kind of ties back into some stuff we've like shared about before, like that whole thing about boundaries, is in not pushing somebody, but going, this is what I require or don't require. And then when we don't express that, then we get triggered, as in we get irritated because we've pushed our needs down and down and down. And as female bodies, now everybody's got access to all sorts of capacities and talents and skills, and just because you've got a pair of boobs or witty, it doesn't make you a boy or girl. But but there is conditioning that females tend to have, or training they have to behave in certain ways. Men are generally trained to behave. We can choose. So there are many females, though, I see, who push down what they want, and then it just blows up, and then they become what gets called naggy. Right? They nag because they've not expressed themselves, they've not asked what they wanted, and they expect everybody else to understand that, because they're carrying the weight of the world. They're taking care of their girlfriends, they're taking care of their families, their kids, their job, their home. And they're like, come on, somebody support me. And they just blow up at the smallest thing.
With me, it's not even about the nagging. It's more about like people want stuff from me.
Oh,
and
I know.
I don't have the capacity of like give it right now. So I'm like,
yeah.
get a grip, people. Like,
so
you can do it by themselves.
Yeah. So there's that. So Paul's just said about a full moon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many contributions,
totally.
right? Energetic.
That totally affects me as well. Like full moon always fucks me up.
Well, on an energetic basis, it pulls on the tidal, it pulls on water. We're made of water. There's different views. So it depends how you're tapped into you are to things. But just think about the concept of like there's behavioral things where we push stuff down or don't speak up, and therefore express their needs. There's biochemical, so within a female cycle, estrogen goes up and down before our bleed. We've got a lower level, which means we're much more focus driven, more testosterone high, which basically is get shit down, get out of my way. For fuck's sake, that kind of energy comes up.
In the cycle, I totally can actually feel it since I've been like, tracking my cycle.
Oh!
Is it ice cream time?
Oh my god, it's the child catcher. The child catcher, I call him.
So creepy.
It's like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was a movie, and the child snatcher was in it, and he had a van. Entice the children out with sweeties. So every time I hear ice cream van, the child snatcher.
I haven't seen that movie. I need to watch it.
Which is like an interesting point of view.
Yeah, but it's there, right? It's done.
But that's the little things like that little thing there we're making a joke about, which I could say is funny, but actually they're the subtle snipes. Because part of me is going, ooh, that's creepy. It's just a van making a noise.
Yeah.
Why have I made that creepy? Why am I saying it's creepy? Because a child goes up and gets an ice cream. What's that energy about? But that's me. And people just go, it doesn't mean anything. But it does. It's like, those are all kind of like how people use humour to cover up a bit of a jab. So like a lot of guys use humour to take the piss out of their mates. Well, basically they're kind of having a jab at them, but they call it humour.
Yeah,
it's actually being unkind. So it's all those little subtle ways we do it, and I'm like, I've really been catching myself those little subtle things. I'm like, no, that's not a world I want to create. So I brought that up because I caught myself in the moment doing it. I'm like,
no.
Because part of me's like, because saying a child catcher is like, it's a bit edgy, right? It's not. He's just selling ice creams. Now, there might be child catchers ice cream vans out there. There might really be. So maybe I'm aware of something. Probably there's been people that have done certain things to kids through ice cream vans. I'm sure it's happened, and so maybe I'm tapping into that. I have that awareness. So okay, cool. But if I go around saying that every ice cream van is a child catcher or child snatcher, actually,
what's that going to create, right?
Yeah. What? And actually, it's not even everyone. It's particularly that one, which is really interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
I've just realised. I only do it with the. Yeah, shit. That's freaky. Maybe I know something.
Maybe you do. Just one of them, huh?
Yeah. Not
I
all
need to look into that.
And also because it's a male as well, which is interesting. It's a really interesting energy that particular guy has. So it's different here, guys, between what we have awareness is, and we might get a sense on it, and we know, versus actually just having a snipe at somebody. There's a difference between the two. So not discounting like when we just know something's off, but we're not making ourselves right, and then we're going something's off. Something's off. Like we know sometimes we park a car somewhere, we're like something's off, and then we come back and it's got a flat tire or somebody broke into it because we knew something was off, rather than this is a bad road to park on. There's a difference. Yeah,
because of like silly beliefs or something like that, or like association with another movie, right?
4 people live on this road, so it's a bad road. Yeah, rather than something's wonky.
Yeah. So
So
having that awareness from within.
Yeah, which means we can only have true awareness when we don't have fixed ideas and beliefs. Because if we have a fixed idea and belief, then we smear it with that. That goes through that filter, right? Like I only like yellow cardigans. So every time I see anything else, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to buy that because I've decided yellow is a great colour. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit me. It doesn't. No. What I've decided is yellow is the good colour. So a blue cardigan or a red cardigan, it's never going to quite do it for me because I've got the filter of yellow.
Yeah. Are you going to get ice cream now?
I I love the idea, but really, my body doesn't enjoy it.
No.
Never did, even from a kid.
No.
The odd mouthful, but my dad used to have I'd have an ice cream. My dad used to eat my ice cream and his ice cream because I used to feel sick. So
oh dear,
it's just an excuse for him to get.
I love ice cream. I love ice cream. Yum yums. Like the best thing is to have an ice cream in the bath. Like especially when the weather is like this, it's cold outside, and I can't deal with having an ice cream in the cold weather because I get too cold. So
are you real? You get in the bath with an ice cream?
I get in the bath with an ice cream.
Oh
It's the best thing ever.
I've never done that. Well, I'm not an ice cream lover, but that's insanely cool.
Yeah. It's so
People
cool.
get in the bath and have a glass of champagne or a glass of wine, but I've never.
Yeah.
Not like a sloppy ice cream, like a
lolly,
a whippy or a lolly.
Like a lolly. Like a lolly. That's the best thing ever. It's my new invention.
Wow. I mean, now I've got a vision of getting in the bath with a bowl of soup.
Why not?
Or curry, I'm into curry at the moment.
Okay, why not? Why not? Sometimes I have a proper a little thing. I have a popcorn there. I put a chair next to the bath. I put my laptop there. I watch Netflix. It's a thing.
Oh, pamper! Pamper
it's like my day with myself.
Oh my god, that's so yummy. Oh, let's talk about pleasure. Yeah. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah. You've been listening for the pleasure. What is it? School of Women in the Arts, right? That's what we are listening to right now.
Mama Gina.
Mama Gina.
Yeah, Regina Thomas Hoyer. I think her official name is Mama Gina. She's known as. So there's a whole kind of movement that which she's been leading, and there are many other people on the planet doing their thing. But basically, I think it's about 30 years she's been doing it now. This whole thing about how so many women, again, female form specifically, because they've all been learnt to sort of been taught to put everybody else before them, and blah blah blah. In most cultures, not all cultures.
Yeah.
There are women who kick back and lead the shit out of everything in terms of they're the top of the tree. And even that idea I find bizarre, hierarchical. But anyway, in the Western, male, blah, 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 that most of us have aspired to or believe and bought into, she's women just they've disconnected themselves from pleasure. And it's really interesting. I chatted to Sabine about this the other day, that most exercise, for example, and fitness and sport is built on the idea of the, predominantly white, but male body. So it's not even built for our bodies as women. Most concepts of how companies are structured, how we give our time to a company isn't really designed for the female, because we look to work and collaborate more rather than hierarchical structure. And again, it's not extensively all female or male. I'm just saying general biochemistry in our bodies, so on. Okay. Then that's not still up for us either. Obviously, if women have chosen to have families or to be carers of the household, trying to balance that and work, there's lots of things where we're constantly being stretched, and so women constantly defer their pleasure, and the way they often find it is in eating, shopping, watching TV, right? None of those things are wrong, but it's all the external stuff, it's normally just to try and numb out and cope.
Yeah.
And I hear this a lot from a lot of women, and I observe it a lot. I watch society. So how many women oh, I'm depressed, or I'm fed up, I'll go to the,
or exhausted. That's the biggest one, because we give out so much.
I'll go to the fridge to feel better. I'll sit in front of the TV to catch a breath. I'll buy something to make myself look better, or face cream. Not right, not wrong, just so the whole pleasure movement is really more about, one, what the fuck do we want in our lives? Everybody, what the fuck do we want? Most people don't even know. And then it's starting to just reconnect with the pleasure of the body, and it's just taking time to just enjoy what around you is pleasurable to look at. Just to be kind of,
hello, fluffiness. She wants food. That's why she's right in my face.
Oh, I thought she was coming to give you some pleasure.
She's feed me.
Dogs.
See, she asks for what she wants.
There's an example. Cats are like the gods.
Oh my gosh, she's like, I learn from her all the time. Like, she's my guru, basically.
Yeah. They're present, they say what they want, what they don't want, and they just do their own thing. They're unapologetic.
Yeah, and if they don't like somebody...
Yes. Yes, or they just go, they just move away. They don't pretend to like somebody. Yeah, admire that. I admire that.
Yeah.
So pleasure, I mean, there's a whole journey about pleasure. We'll talk about it more, I expect, but it's just starting to look that my journey for the last few years, and it's really up in my space now, is like not looking outside of me for somebody else or something else to be my source of pleasure. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy somebody or something, but if I'm looking outside of me, I'm not comfortable with just being with me. And it's like, if I look outside of me, this is freedom thing again. If I'm having to look at food to be the source of pleasure, a lover or partner, friends, my work, money, I'm not free. Now I can have all those things, but if I think it's the source of my freedom, the source of my pleasure,
and also it's temporary, isn't it? All of these things.
And it's got me on a string, and I'm not interested in being on a puppet, right? So I'm like, I'm going to be my own source of pleasure. So if I get that by looking at the sun, or just being, to be calm in my own space, or just to have the joy of jumping around like a little kid, however I do that, like if I was just in a room, nothing else, no stimulus, if I can't be my own source of pleasure and be at ease with myself, I have no freedom to then choose what I truly desire, because I'm looking at everything anybody offers me. It might give me the pleasure. Oh, that person might give it to me by saying something nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that TV program might give it to me. I'm like, let me be the source of it. And then I can just enjoy the TV as and when I want to, or not, or love her or not. They're neither here nor there. What about you?
Can you maybe share some tips? Because I haven't haven't listened to the book as much as you did. I'm still at the beginning. So,
yeah, I mean, that for me isn't, that stuff I've just shared there isn't from the book, because it's just the way I see life. Yeah. It's the book for me, or the program for me, is just me spending more time honing that in myself. And there's some cool tools in there as well. So I'm not really, I learn a lot from different things I've got quite a strong sense of self. So because I've always been curious and watched and observed self and observed the world, I've built that up from a really young age. And we can start at any time. It's not like, oh, it's too late. So we all do it in different ways, right? Props, things. But I do listen to lots of different things to go, oh, is there a truth in there for me? Is there a part I've not considered? So what would be a cool thing?
Just like an example,
Yeah. One of the things that it talks about is writing a desires list, which people have heard before, like a want list. It's like, But actually, if we do it like every day, in the beginning, it might be, oh, yeah, I desire a new bag. Well, I'm going to be stereotypical as in taking the piss a bit. Oh, I desire a new bag or a new pair of shoes. Because everybody thinks it's what every woman wants. Really? Whatever.
I've had one bag for like 15 years now.
Yeah, precisely. So I'm taking a piss a bit. But, so it might be, oh, I want a holiday, or I want to go out and this. It might be what we call consumerism. I want to buy stuff, want stuff. But as we write the list more and more, and every day we might write the list anew each day, you might add to it. What you might notice, you start to get down to deeper stuff. So I'll read you a bit of mine. I've actually got my booklet here. Strangely enough. So I'm going to share my pleasure journey.
Oh, nice.
What did I? Yeah. Oh, actually, there's some really cool stuff in here. Oh. Wow. So I'm getting distracted by my own pleasure journey. All right. So,
come on.
So I'm going to share. These are some of the things I wrote down before I think maybe at the start. I think when I was listening to the first chapter. So first thing I wrote down is I'm going to be the number one priority in all aspects of my life at each moment.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds like what you don't care about anybody else. It's like, if I don't care of worshipping and adoring me, I've got nothing for anybody else, because then I'm looking at you to do it for me. And then you're not free, and I have no desire to trap you, because I want to be trapped. So I'm like, gratification of me. So, and then I've put down, I want to have, second is I'm going to use all my senses to basically be seduced and have foreplay with everything in every moment. So what I see, what I hear, what I smell, It doesn't mean I do this all the time, but this is my aspiration, right?
Yeah.
It's about everything to like turn me on, as in that excitement as a child. We're like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that?
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then I wrote down number 3 was like, what is pleasure for me? And it's like, what is that? Number 4 is to treat myself like a goddess at all times.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's like, what the fuck does that mean? But a goddess is like, people just like adore. There's an adoring. It's like, to be in the presence of. There's an awe. There's like, oh my God. There's this
I adore that.
Sumptuous. Yeah, adore, worshipping. Like if there'd be a tenderness. There's a joy of serving and contributing to. I'm trying to give you the words, but actually it's more of an energy. So I'm trying to use words.
Yeah.
And I said, do that versus it just being moments. So we might celebrate and be kinder to ourselves when it's our birthday, an anniversary, or we've got a job pay rise. But what if we do have that celebration of self all the time? All the time might be 10 times a day. It might not be 9,600 times a day, however many seconds there are, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But it's a lot.
That's the thought of that brings me joy. just think about that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
To celebrate every little thing.
Yeah. And then there's more and more and more. There were loads of stuff. Asking if I had fun today. And therefore asking it from a space of, oh, did I choose to make things fun? How can I make things fun today? My to-do list. How can I make that fun today? Finding the bliss where I am right now, which basically not that's right, that's wrong, but finding the just finding something yummy in what's going on. So if we have a judgment as in that's right, that's good, that's bad, well, if you can start to separate that out and not label things that way, which is there's a processes for that, and but when people go, oh, I don't want to go to work, it's like, oh, what fun could I have going to work today?
How can you change that, right? The mindset.
What can I notice in the way? Oh, who can I terrorize in my head? As in, oh, who can I enjoy looking at? Who can I look at and like, dress them? You know, find whatever tool you want to use internally, right? Not go up and touching people and putting on them. It's probably not what I would suggest. But free will.
Some people might like that.
You might need to ask, because
you might need
separate
to ask,
bodies have separate choices. Like I might look at something and go, oh, let me enjoy looking at that. Or there was a really good one. One of the things in the manual or the book is when you go to interact with somebody, focus on your pussy.
I like that.
So you go to order a coffee or ask for coffee. You'll be running late, and instead of being like, can I have a coffee, which isn't my style, but I know some people get stressed out. Can I have a coffee? You can go up to the counter and just focus your attention, like, do it now, everybody. Come on, everybody right now.
Okay.
All the 5 people with us, whoever Minnie's live. I want you to focus on your pussy or your penises, whatever part you think is sexual for you, boobs, I don't care, your elbow, earlobe, whatever feels definitely erogenous if you know how to deal with it. The whole body. But let's go pussies or penis. Let's just keep it like focus on that. Or tingly.
I like that.
Now ask for that cup of coffee. Can I have a cup? Can I have a coffee, please?
This is so brilliant.
You might get some weird looks, but it's a whole heap more fun than like, coffee, please.
Oh my God, this is so good. I am so gonna do this. Like seriously.
Sitting in traffic. Traffic. So focus on the pussy. Traffic, who cares about traffic? I love my pussy. I love my penis. Traffic, just sit in the traffic for even longer. This is yummy. You know, you have to go. You might need to bring attention back to what's
turned on.
Be turned on, and then you can pull the whole of that attention into just enjoying your whole body. So the genitalia is a place where we tend to focus our energy initially, but once you get beyond that, you can then focus it into every part of your body. So you can just have your body feeling alive and feeling great, and it releases all sorts of lovely chemicals, and sure as hell makes it a lot more fun to walk through the world. Come on.
Definitely more fun. You might need to carry around spare changes of underwear, but who cares, right?
Yeah, you mean you may or may not dribble. It depends on how your body works. It's not about necessarily like coming in your pants. I mean, but it's just actually in all seriousness, it's about connecting to your body, because when you connect to the body, you become more familiar with it. Like you flood it with those hormones when it does feel good. But also in these situations when you're interacting with people during the day, you've decided you do or don't like. If you're more connected with your body, you become more aware how your body's responding around them. You can start to sort of like I coach people and they're like trying to address relationships at work or with their partners, and one of the first things, like, if you don't know how your own body's working, responding to them, you haven't got a chance in hell of changing your relationship. But once you know how to like calm your own body, master your own nervous system, then you can start to change how you perceive somebody or somebody else. You completely fucking change your relationship, whether they choose to change how they act towards you or not. Yeah, you kick back.
What a great way to do it, with pleasure.
And pleasure is another way to do it, which, that is one of the tools you can use. Yeah.
Well, like, this is pleasure, isn't it? Like, because you are in such a state of relaxation when you think about it in this way. So, and relaxation is pleasure.
Yeah. And then why would you get like asked? I mean, it doesn't mean you can't say what needs to be said to somebody, but it's a totally different vibe. Like, if I need to now say how I feel or like express an opinion, and I've got myself into slightly more juicy state. I'm in a meeting right at work. I'm like, I know it's like radical. Right now we're using Zoom a lot, so it's probably a bit easier to practice it on Zoom. You just like tap into your pussy before you have the meeting or whilst you're in the meeting, and then it's like, oh, what was really boring? Suddenly you're like more relaxed about it. You're not so bored by it, and then you can actually hear more. Your cortex can actually start to come on board a bit more. You can actually, because you're not now trying to fight them or defend. So we've kind of laughed about it, but actually it takes you to another space.
It does work,
take your attention off your pussy maybe for a moment, so you can just go into your brain a bit more, But but then you can kind of just go, because you're not attacking then or defending. You can just go, oh, wait a minute, Paul. Let's say somebody in the meeting. So Paul, what about that point there? We've not looked at that, and I really feel it's important we look at it because it ties to this bit of information. That's totally different to previously me sitting there going, God, I can't stand what he's saying. He's such an idiot. Crying out loud. Oh, my battery's starting to go. Oops, let me just turn on my power. I've just gone dark. Hold on.
I know. We should wrap up really soon anyway to keep the hour again. We should wrap up. And I need to get ready for my yoga.
yoga, moving the body.
Me time. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
So this is how I give myself loving.
Yes. So guys, how can you be the source of your own pleasure more and more, so you don't make other people, other things, the puppeteers of your life?
And don't make anyone wrong.
No, not make anybody else wrong, but then you can go through the world with a lot more ease. Just an invitation.
Yeah. And again, let us know how it goes. Maybe do a little experiment in next week. We'd love to hear it. Drop us an email. Or put a comment under the video as well throughout the week. It will be on the Facebook page. We would love to hear it.
It'll be on my Facebook page as well, which is Joyful Bodies, and I'll put a comment or whatever. And then please feel free to share this. We have a YouTube channel as well that we have it on, so it streams to that, and we can kind of put a link to that as well, because I know some people are YouTube friendly and can share that. So thank you so much for everybody that's joined us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. Sending love to you all. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next week. Yay!
Probably. Who knows?
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, my love.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, sweetheart.